Hello everyone, welcome back to another banner reaction. I'm DTM as always, and we are expecting a new legendary hero this time. Honestly, I have no idea what to expect, but I think the rumors are that it is an Earth legendary, and probably either green or colorless. And honestly, I have no idea what this could be. It could be something from Engage. It might be Veil, or I think it's too soon for Alear, honestly. But I don't know. Like, I honestly have no idea. It could be like Soren, I guess, or Soth, maybe Robin. I don't know. Anyways, I guess there's nothing else to do but to get on with the reaction. As always, if you like the content, be sure to subscribe, hit the bell, all that jazz to help support the channel. Only takes 5 seconds to subscribe, but it truly does help out the channel a lot, and I really do appreciate all the constant support. And yeah, let us begin. All right. Okay, this is Awakening music. I immediately... Is this Robin? Oh, yes! Finally! Although he's not a Levin Sword Robin, which makes me very sad. But yes. Oh, by Akuma Yugo. That's interesting. So, Robin seems to be like a green Earth legendary. Okay. Yeah, this is really cool. I always wanted legendary Robin. And it's not Grima. You love to see it. Oh, and there's Robin with Lucina, Lissa, and Frederick. Interesting choice. With the pair up being Crom, of course. You love to see it. Ignis is an interesting special choice. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but it looks like he is slaying. And yeah, he'll be Earth, which makes sense. Alright, who else do we have on this banner? Honestly, the share is not that great. What? We have Thor. I guess it's decent enough. Oh, and of course there's a rearmed Robin there as well. This is the Robin banner. Oh, finally. I'm not gonna lie. Excuse me. I'm a bit sad that he doesn't have the Levin Sword. Yeah, that's the one thing that I'm a bit disappointed about, but obviously I'm super happy that Robin finally got... I think this is the first time male Robin got an alt since 2017 or something, because everything else has been Grima. Yeah, the Robins have it so cursed because most of their alts are Grima, and it's so sad.
Thank you, everyone.
Both male and female Robin. Female Robin obviously got the legendary being Grima, so... hopefully we get a proper legendary of her later. But yeah, let's take a look at these skills, starting with Master Tactics. Accelerate special trigger at start of turn if unit's HP is greater than or equal to 25%. Grants Grand Strategy to units and allies within 2 spaces for 1 turn. Inflicts all stats -4 on unit through its next action. And inflicts -6 on the highest and second highest stat values between attack, speed, defense, res for each ally within 2 spaces through their next action. Subtract 15 from attack when comparing. Okay, that is a lot, but basically he has Slaying. Grand Strategy is basically the Unity effect. It's the status effect that Dual Crom has, which makes a lot of sense. And basically turns your penalties into buffs, essentially. And if anyone knows about it's I mean, everyone knows about Unity skills these days, so I guess there's not a lot to explain about that. But also, this weapon also inflicts -6 to the highest and second highest stats to yourself and the allies, so that you can make use of this Grand Strategy effect. So this will be a very powerful buff. And yeah, obviously, attack does get nerfed by 15 because I guess we have to take into account the weapon. But yeah, there's more, of course. At the start of turn, if unit's HP is greater than or equal to 25%, inflicts all stats -3 on closest foes and foes within 3 spaces of those foes through their next actions. At start of combat, if unit's HP is greater than or equal to 25%, inflicts attack speed res -5 on foe during combat, and foe cannot make a follow-up attack. Okay, that... That probably means he's not speedy, which is a bit worrying because these days you really want your mages to be very speedy. Like Legendary Veronica is a menace because of her high speed. But hopefully like he does have the bulk to like survive things, but I don't see any damage reduction either in his weapon or in his perf A. So yeah, I don't know how he'll be able to do that bulky mage role like Dual Asker can without that damage reduction. I mean, obviously this weapon is all about debuffing, which if you watch my Plegian weapons video like 2 years ago or something, or maybe 1 year ago, I made a Plegian weapon video about how like it's really cool that Plegia has this thematic effect of debuffing the enemy. This perfectly fits, which makes sense considering Robin's I guess parentage. But so yeah, but honestly, like inflicting those -3 debuffs is I guess nice, but and to the foes within 3 spaces of like the closest foe. So it's very unlikely that you will avoid this debuff if you're facing against Robin, but it's only like -3. Like Yune does a lot more than -3, so I'm not entirely sure how useful this will be. Yeah. I guess the attack speed res -5 can be useful during combat, but honestly, this weapon is all about debuffs, and I don't know if that's enough. Like, other than that, he only has a deny follow-up attack. But, I mean, that's just his weapon. Let's see what his A skill, part of the plan, has. At the start of combat, if unit's HP is greater than or equal to 25%, inflicts attack speed res -8 on foe, and grants attack speed defense res +X during combat. X equals current penalty on each of unit stats times 2. And then they give an example, calculate each stat bonus independently, and unit makes a guaranteed follow-up attack. Okay, so the A skill is basically the attack speed res -8 on the foe during combat, and also an Omni Unity effect. So again, doubling down on that grand strategy and the Unity and the A, just trying to debuff himself so he gets even stronger. Which actually does synergize really well. Robin is like a huge stat ball. Like that is what Robin is. The question is this enough? Because it's not just about stats, right? Like there's no damage reduction here. And at least there's no damage reduction piercing in his kit. Now, I believe he is infantry, so he can run Special Spiral 4. So you probably want that as your B skill, replace Seal Attack 4, so that he can get through damage reduction. But I don't know if he'll be able to get through the Hardy Fighter Far saves. I think in Arena, this could work really well, but I don't know. Anyways, he does come with Seal Attack 4 and Canto Control 3, which is really nice. More sources of Canto Control is always appreciated, of course. So yeah, overall, very interesting unit. Basically, you want Robin to be a huge stat ball. That's what I'm getting at. But like, other than like ridiculous, I guess, those sort of stats, he only has guaranteed follow-up attack and follow-up denial. And that does not make it likely that he'll be speedy. Oh wait, do we see his stats here?
We'll carve a path.
Oh yes, we do. Okay. So we have to remember, I believe Robin is inflicting like stats against himself. Right? So, wait, hold on. Let me see. Yeah. So Robin inflicts -4 to himself at the start of turn. So we have to like basically add 4 to these stats. So yeah, Robin comes with 62 attack, 31 speed, 33 defense, and 32 res. That's not a lot. That's a really weird stat line. Now, because of his weapon and stuff, he does get like a bunch more. And it's pretty huge. Like, don't get me wrong, but I don't know. This stat line doesn't seem that great.
We'll carve a path.
Yeah. I mean, he obviously is doing a lot of damage to this blue bow. So I guess we got that going for ourselves.
All according to plan.
I mean, I think he is kind of ridiculous with his stats, though. Like, having double grand strategy does make it really great. Right? So, I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, overall, very interesting banner. This appears to last 2 weeks, so yeah, obviously, if you aren't sure about things, you can always wait. And of course, we do have the Fate Pass Spark, which is still a thing. But yeah. I guess we can go over the share. Right? The share is pretty important. So what do we think about the share? So green obviously is meant to be the star. We have Robin, Xander, and Thor. Now, when it comes to this share and how valuable I think this is actually a really good share. Because I believe Xander is fire, right? I believe so. So this is getting an earth and fire legendary at the same time, along with Astra Mythic. Now, Thor is not necessarily the best Astra Mythic, but she's still a very good Astra Mythic, especially with the World Breaker being so powerful as a support option that you can't really go wrong with Thor. So, yeah, this is actually a really, really good share, especially if you're trying to get into Arena. I don't know how they will change Arena, because right now, obviously, scores are through the roof with the recent bonus legendary change, and Faye did say that they're going to be making some adjustments, so I don't know how that will work, but assuming that it is wise to like build a plus 10 legendary for like the seasons and having that core strategy, is if that's going to get revived, I think this is a really good share, because you get Earth, Fire, and an offense mythic merges, and that is extremely valuable. So yeah, very good share. Colorless, I think, is also a really good share. You get Elamine, the best Astra Mythic we have, and Ashera, another Astra Mythic, so you can like double dip on Astra and get a lot of Astra Mythic merges. And of course, Rearm Grima is here, and unlike a lot of the other, I guess, like new hero standard characters that appear here, getting more merges on, or getting more copies of Rearmed Grima is actually so good, because she comes with Hardy Fighter and is a rearmed unit, and you can just basically inherit so many like save skills and Hardy Fighter and all of that, and it's absolutely amazing value. So actually, when it comes to like non-legendary or mythic units, rearmed heroes, especially Grima being an armor, is so valuable for being able to get so many copies. So colorless is also an extremely good share as well. As for the rest, blue has Byleth, Faye, and Saros. This one's a decent share. Like Byleth is wind, Faye is earth, I believe, and Faye also ties among the highest scoring legendary units we have. So it's a decent share. Obviously, Saros, though, sort of drags it down. You don't really need more copies of Saros. And red is absolute trash. So avoid red at all costs. But yeah, honestly, in terms of like value and account progression, this is actually a pretty good share, if I have to say so myself. Like it's actually pretty decent. Yeah, I'm actually pretty surprised. So yeah. As for how I would place a Robin, so this is the current Earth Legendary tier list that I have. Now, obviously in Earth, Nana is by far the queen of Earth season. She's just super powerful, and I think no one would dispute that she's like the best. Like there's just no question she still scores very well, not as well as Legendary Fae, but infinitely more useful, especially with being able to get through all sorts of damage reduction and like damage reducing specials, and having that Kanto, which is super valuable in Arena. When it comes to the A tier, I think next in line we have Deirdre. The most recent Earth Legendary, scores really well, is a pretty good nuke. Not as to the level of Nana, and I don't think she's even particularly that great in Arena, but, still gets the job really well. Does the job really well. Claude, I think, is actually pretty underrated still. He's still very good in Arena. Gravity is super powerful, being able to restrict the mobility of the enemy, and also having flyer mobility in Arena is extremely powerful as well. Can also offer support with like either guidance seals or whatnot. And then we have Faye, which is the highest scoring Earth Legendary we have currently. I don't think she's a particularly that great unit, but in Arena, it's very hard for the enemy to be able to one-round her, so she can be used to like bait out units, I guess, and potentially like counterattack against them with the distant counter seal. And yeah, very strong unit still, especially as a score bot. And Alm, even though he doesn't score that well, I have to include him in A because he is one of the best nukes right now in the game. Like, actually. Maybe, like, competing with Legendary Veronica, I'd say. Like, he is so consistent in being able to get through a lot of the Hardy Fighter far saves we have. So, definitely deserves an A. B tier, obviously not as great as the ones above. Tiki and Julia are definitely starting to show their age, and yeah, they're starting to definitely struggle. And then last we have C tier, which, yeah, please don't use. That's all I'm going to say about that. So when it comes to where I place Robin, honestly, I'd probably say he's in A tier. Probably, I'd put him around the same level of Deirdre, maybe. Or maybe behind Deirdre. Because the amount of stats he can get is actually really insane, if you really think about it. The -4 debuffs to himself means that with the grand strategy in his weapon and in his A, he basically gets +8 for free. And if he gets debuffed even further, that can even balloon up to, say, -6 to all stats. It becomes basically like +12 to all stats. And that is in addition to the debuffs that he inflicts on the enemy to like the attack speed and res, like the -8 in his A skill and whatnot. So in terms of stats, he like is really up there. What's holding him back for me is that he really doesn't do anything else, right? Like, he doesn't have any other effects besides stats. He only has guaranteed follow-up attack and follow-up denial, and NFU is super common these days. And in Arena, in particular, I highly value mobility, so I don't think he reaches Legendary Nana's level. But, yeah. I mean, I'm optimistic. I'll put him in A. He might end up at, like, the far end of A, but I'll put him either here or here for now. Let's be optimistic and put him here. Yeah. Robin, I think, will do really good in Arena. Maybe not in any other mode. But definitely in Arena, I think he'll be very strong. Actually, maybe in Summer's duels, you can use him as, like, a support bot. But I don't know. I think he'll need to, like, do something else in order to contribute to Summer's duels, because you don't see like Deirdre that much either, despite how good of a nuke she is. So yeah, I guess for my preliminary analysis, again, this is without even testing this unit in the game, so take all of this with a huge grain of salt. But yeah, this is where I put Robin for now. But yeah, hopefully you all enjoyed this reaction. If you did, be sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell, all that jazz to help support the channel. Only takes 5 seconds to subscribe, but it truly does help out the channel a lot, and I really do appreciate all the constant support. Let me know down in the comments whether or not you'll be summoning on this banner. Are you excited for male Robin? Are you disappointed that he doesn't have the Levin Sword? I'm still so sad about that, but hey, we take a legendary male Robin that isn't Grima any day of the week. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and see you all next time. Bye, everyone.